Yeah,
And
I
again, I
mean,
don't have strong ambitions like, if I never become a millionaire, if I'm never a famous actress or any of that, that doesn't matter to me. It's about the small things, really. I want to make sure that I don't forget to tell people I love them and things like that.
well, I mean, what do you mean by strong ambition?
I don't know, like a lot of the people in my life are very driven people. So they want to really, really, really work hard at their career to, keep getting raises and keep getting promotions, or they want to get a bigger house and then a bigger house and a bigger house. And I'm not saying I have no ambition, but I've purposely chosen paths in my life that have diminished my potential in those areas because I refuse to sacrifice life for those things. I 100% believe I could have been an amazing lawyer. I have the right skill sets for it, an amazing reader, blah, 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 blah. I took an LSAT practice test once and scored amazing, all that stuff. But the lifestyle you would have to live, it just isn't what I wanted. So I didn't pursue that because I wanted to make sure that my life was the priority and not my work. So for some people, the work means a lot, and that's great. But to me, I'd rather have a smaller house and live a more modest life than feel like I'm never home and never getting to just live.
Yeah, I mean, we all have different ambitions and different things that drive us, and if yours is to enjoy, what you have and kind of what you've done, like you said, then always getting a bigger house and a house and a bigger house wouldn't necessarily please fulfilled. So I don't think that it makes it. I wouldn't say that you don't have strong ambitions. I think that's there's no strong or weak ambition really. It's all whether or not you care about it.
No, you're right. I guess I don't have strong ambitions in what I would consider typical areas that people around me have. But you're right. The things that I do want in life, I do want them a lot and strive hard
Y-
for them. It's just the things that most people, I guess, one of my biggest fears is that people think I'm just a big kid and refuse to grow up because I think people think if you live the way I live, that somehow it's juvenile. At least that's the way I feel sometimes from the people in my life, that somehow wanting to just have fun, it's like I never grew up. And it's not like that. It's not like I never do responsible stuff. Obviously, I have a house and a job and child, but my focus, not my focus, the lens I see life through is how can I do this in the most fun way possible. One of my internet tags for years was boycott boredom. I want to just always make sure, no matter what boring thing I'm doing, that I'm going to have the most fun music playing while I'm doing it. I just refuse to, I'm going to try to take everything and make it as fun as possible. And I think some people think that's, I don't know, weird, or like I said, like I never grew up, and if that's the case, then so be it. But um, that's just kind of the way I see things.
Well, I can tell you that it doesn't matter what other people think about what you want to do
Yeah,
because
but
you're
it
the one who has to
does,
live it. You're the one who has to live it. I
of
mean,
course.
it's
But
you do have to deal with certain people maybe that are around often that might give you those opinions, but at that point I feel like that's kind of a form of somewhat disrespect to who you are and not accepting the fact that, I mean, because I want to have fun. I try to do things in a fun way. And my motto for it was as long as I take care of my adult responsibilities, which is build, job, pay the bills, work the job, get the money, do what I can still have fun. I can still enjoy myself. That doesn't have to stop me from doing that. And will I want other things as well? Maybe eventually, but right now they don't appeal as much to me as much as me trying to find some way to enjoy the fact that I'm alive.
right, no, that yes, you're correct. Although I do worry sometimes, given the choice of, let's see, do I do laundry tonight or do we go to the pool? I don't know that I always make the best grown up choice.
Well,
Sometimes
yeah.
I might not make the best grown up choice, but I haven't managed to lose anybody in my life yet. They've all managed to, be fed and clothed for the most part. I think I've only forgotten to have clean underwear for my daughter once in 8 years. So I think we're, for the most part, at least functioning as adults. Um, but as far as what people think around you, it does matter to some extent, because the practical stuff in life does affect my ability to do the impractical. If I don't have a job, or I don't have any kind of support network, then I can't necessarily live the life I want to live. And so the people at my work having to think that I'm doing a good job and being responsible, it doesn't matter, because if I don't have a job, then I don't get to have that freedom. So, and again, that's one of those things that at work sometimes I feel like they all look at me like I'm doing something wrong because I'm not stressed, like as if I don't care enough about the job. And I don't even know how to fake being as stressed out as them, because it's just not my nature. But I feel
Yeah.
like sometimes I get judged like, well, you just, this doesn't mean as much to you because, you know, simply because I handle the stress better. And it's frustrating because it's not the truth at all. I think that they just don't know how to go home and forget that work exists for a little bit. Um, but yeah, I do feel like sometimes you get judged because, as if, if the weight of the world isn't on you, if you know how to go home and compartmentalize and forget, then somehow that means you care less.
I mean, that comes from that person's perspective of what it is to care. If they think that caring is overworking themselves and stressing themselves out, then of course they're going to think that the opposite is not caring.
Correct.
And but that doesn't mean that it is correct. It doesn't even mean that that's right, or that it's, what the actual reality of the situation is. And I think that's important to understand. That's what I mean by, like, it doesn't matter what other people
Right. And
necessarily think of you.
doesn't mean that they're wrong either, because
Yes.
for their worldview, that's what makes sense to them, and that's how they judge things, and that's fine.
Right.
But as with everything in life, people have
Yeah.
different perspectives on things, and it's very difficult sometimes to see things from the other person's perspective.